Okay, so we're diving into something kind of interesting today. It's all about spring cleaning, but like what's really trending in the US right now? Getting organized, decluttering, all that jazz, but both in our physical spaces and our digital ones too.
Yeah, it's really fast.
So we're looking at like the top searches, the ones that are really blowing up and those questions that everyone seems to be asking.
Right, yeah.
What we really want to do today is figure out what all of this online activity tells us about what people are thinking about when it comes to, getting organized this spring.
What's so interesting to me is this possible link between, how we're thinking about all the stuff we buy and this big urge to declutter.
Yeah.
Like searches for what is overconsumption and fast fashion.
Mm.
Those have been really prominent lately.
Huh.
And at the same time, searches for how to declutter, those have jumped up like crazy, like 140%.
Wow.
And how to declutter kids' toys
Yeah.
has really taken off. It makes you think, maybe becoming more aware of our buying habits makes us want to simplify, like, all the stuff we already have around us.
Right. I mean, it's not just about like wanting a super clean house. It's almost like we're becoming more aware of just how much stuff we actually have.
Absolutely.
And that's what's making us feel this need to like get rid of things and make space.
Yeah, and it's not just about getting rid of things randomly.
Right.
I mean, the fact that deep clean searches are at like an all-time high and house cleaning schedule was a top search.
Mhm.
Those things show that people really want to set up those routines and create lasting order in their homes.
Totally, totally. It's about like keeping things clean for good.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants a temporary fix. They want like a real system that works long term.
Yes.
Okay, so what about all the digital stuff?
Right.
I mean, AI photo organizer was a huge search in that area.
And here's something interesting. Document Organizer also saw a big jump in searches. So this tells us that this whole tidying up thing isn't just about our physical stuff.
Right.
It's moving into our digital lives, too.
Mm.
People are actively looking for ways to deal with digital clutter as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we're all starting to feel that digital overload, and we want a clearer mind by managing our digital spaces better.
Okay, so here's where things get really interesting to me. When you look at the top questions about spring cleaning, you see people are really curious about the whole history and idea of it.
Yeah.
Like we see questions like, when did spring cleaning start? When's the best time to do it? And even when do landscapers start their spring cleaning? And of course, there are the practical questions like how to spring clean and why is spring cleaning important?
Totally. Those questions show that people aren't just going through the motions with this. They want to know the why, the when, the how. They're looking for the best ways to do it and really understand the value behind the whole spring cleaning thing.
It's about doing it with intention, not just because it's that time of year.
Yes.
Okay, so then we look at the most popular searches for digital organization, and there's a clear focus on like keeping our devices running smoothly.
Yeah.
So we see terms like disk cleanup, AMD cleanup utility, which helps your graphics drivers run better. And then there are versions for both Windows and Mac cleanup app and even iPad organization apps and GitHub organization.
Wow.
It's wild. Even really techie people on platforms like GitHub, which developers use a lot,
I see.
they're all about trying to get their digital workspaces organized too. It just goes to show you how much everyone wants to tidy up their digital lives.
It's a widespread need for sure.
Sure is.
And I think for many people, that focus on disk cleanup really hits home, especially if you've ever been frustrated with running out of storage space on your phone or computer.
Oh, totally.
It can be a real pain.
Okay, so if we had to like sum up all of this, what do we see? Well, it's pretty obvious there's a huge wave of interest in decluttering and organizing both our homes and our digital lives.
I agree.
It seems like it's all connected, right? It's about how we think about all the stuff we buy, wanting to find practical ways to keep things organized, and needing to make our digital spaces work better and maybe even give us a bit more peace of mind.
Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head.
So as we wrap up, this whole conversation makes me wonder, with all this focus on cleaning and organizing, what part of your life, and I mean this for anyone listening, feels like it needs a little spring cleaning right now?
It's a great question.
Is it your home? Is it your phone? Is it maybe even your daily habits?
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
And what's a small, maybe even a fun first step you could take today to get started?
That's something to think about.
It's worth considering, right?
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It was a pleasure.